Okay, in this class, let us start with this next concept known as null point. Okay, now when we did a few numerical problems in your chapter number 5, magnetism and matter, there we have dealt with this null point. Again, let us try to have a quick recap. And there is one more special case about this null point which we are going to see today. Alright, now what is this null point? Basically, it is the point where the net magnetic field will be 0. Okay, point where the net magnetic field will be 0. Right, now if you take a bar magnet, you can take a bar magnet or you can take a current carrying loop. Right, so the magnetic field generated by that current carrying loop, otherwise magnetic field due to a bar magnet, right, it may cancel out with the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field, fine, at some point. Now that point we'll call it as the null point. Okay, now there may be cases where you have bar magnet, okay, and you will be having a current carrying loop also, fine, and you need to consider magnetic field due to the bar magnet B1, and you need to consider magnetic field due to the loop B2, and they'll say it is kept in such a way that the plane of the coil it will lie in the east-west plane. Okay, then what are the locate the neutral points? So you just have to draw a rough sketch and find out the individual magnetic field due to each and every source and try to find out the null point. Okay, so here we will be discussing that is the null point when a magnet is kept in a horizontal plane and a vertical plane. Okay, so if you understand this concept, you can try to do for current carrying loop also. Okay, fine. Now let us start with case 1. So in this case 1, we are considering basically a bar magnet. Now if bar magnet is placed such that if its magnetic moment is parallel to the Earth's magnetic field, okay, if it is parallel to Earth's magnetic field, alright, fine. Now yeah, so how it is means, say this is the value, that this is the magnitude and direction of BH at some place, right? Its direction and magnitude, we'll assume it to be constant. Okay, now you are placing bar magnet this way. Okay, so here M has to be parallel to BH. Okay, so this is how M due to the bar magnet looks like, the magnetic moment M, fine. And what you can see here is that if you try to visualize the magnetic field pattern, right, the magnetic field pattern, it will be like this. Okay, the magnetic field pattern, it will be like this. Okay, so you need to understand at what points you have the possibility of getting the null point. Okay, that is the magnetic field due to directions will be like this. Okay, the direction will be like this. Right, now it is clear that near the poles, right, so near the poles, what you are saying is that the Earth's magnetic field, right, the Earth's magnetic field and the magnetic field due to the bar magnet, both of them will add up, right? It is only along the magnetic equator. Okay, see, coming to bar magnet, remember these terminologies, north and south, right, north and south poles, south pole, this will call it as the magnetic axis. Okay, so this is magnetic axis, and a line drawn perpendicular, and if it is in between north and south pole, this will call it as the magnetic equator. Okay, this will call it as the magnetic equator. Okay, so write this down in your notes, pause the video and write it down in your notes if you want, fine. So here the neutral point, it lies along the somewhere on the magnetic equator. Okay, so say this is the magnetic equator, right, so it lies somewhere here, right. Now it is true because see, when you keep going, that is say these are the points which are close to the magnet. Okay, now when you keep going farther and farther, that is along the magnetic equator, you know the magnitude of the magnetic field, that is the magnetic field due to the bar magnet, it gets reduced, right. Now for that what we'll do is, say we will consider 2 points P1 and P2. Okay, say this is P1. Okay, so P1 and P2. Okay, now say P1 and P2 are the neutral points. Okay, and its location from the center, that is center of the bar magnet, it is at a distance of say R. Okay, and P2 and P1 both of them are at a distance r. This is how we used to take, right, when we substitute in the formula, correct? Fine. Now what we will say that, say P1 and P2 are the neutral points. Okay, P1 and P2 are the neutral points. Okay, so here we are getting two neutral points. Okay, right. Now the magnitude of magnetic field at B1, okay, that will be equal to, now you can say B1, right? So B1 is the magnetic field here, by you are getting it by drawing a tangent. Now B2 is the magnetic field here. Now that will be cancelled by the horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, BH and BH. Okay, so these two will get cancelled. All right, fine. So yeah, so you can take this as B2. Okay, now this is B1. I'm just drawing a tangent at that equatorial point, okay, to the blue curve. Blue curve is representing you the magnetic fields, right? Now magnetic field of, the magnitude of magnetic field at P1, that I have taken as B1. Now that will be same as magnitude of magnetic field at P2, which is 0.2, and the magnetic field is B2, right? Now its value, you can write it as mu naught divided by 4 pi. Here B1 and B2, if you take a look at them, so they are the magnetic field at the equatorial points. Okay, so therefore I have to write the formula for magnetic field at the equatorial points, right? So mu naught divided by 4 pi times m divided by r square plus l square whole to the power 3 by 2. Okay, whole to the power 3 by 2. Right, now here 2l. Okay, so as usual, let us consider the length of the magnet to be 2l. Okay, so say okay, so length of the or you can say magnetic length, okay, the distance between the poles, right? So the magnetic length is 2l. Okay, so remember this. So this distance is actually 2l. Fine, all right. So I hope the diagram is clear. Okay, right. So m u naught divided by 4 pi times m divided by r square plus l square to the whole cube. Correct? Fine. All right. 3 by 2, right? Sorry. Oh, 2 gone. So whole to the power 3 by 2. All right. Okay. Now here, since the net magnetic field at P1 and P2 has to be 0. Okay, has to be 0. Now what we'll do, we'll equate this B1 and B2 with the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field. Okay, so because we know that at some point, okay, at some point along the equator, magnetic equator, right? So the magnitude of this magnetic field due to the bar magnet and the magnitude of Earth's magnetic field, they will become equal, and since they are opposite, they'll cancel at some point. Now we are trying to determine that point, and the reference we have taken P1, the reference for P1 and P2, it is taken from the center of the bar magnet, correct? So R. So if you can find out R, so that will give you the location of the bar neutral points. Okay, so that's all. So since the net magnetic field at P1 and P2 has to be 0, so you just have to write the magnitude of BH should be equal to the magnitude of B1, that should be equal to the magnitude of B2 also. Okay, right. So therefore finally you can equate this to BH. Okay, so therefore you can say BH will be equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi times m divided by r square plus l square whole power 3 by 2. Okay, now you can take that case what we usually take if r is much greater than L, right? So BH will be equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi times m divided by r cube. Okay, r cube. So everything else, you need to know the value of BH at that place, right? If you know BH, mu naught 4 pi m, then L L we can measure, right? So you can finally determine R. Okay, so from this expression, from these two expressions, you can determine R. So the R will give you the location of the neutral point from the center of the magnet. Okay, from the center of the magnet. Okay, so this is how we can find out neutral points if M is parallel to BH. Okay, right. Now let us look into case 2. If M is anti-parallel to BH. Now this is easy. Yes, here I have considered M is anti-parallel to BH, okay, horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field. Now if you look at the magnetic field pattern, the magnetic field, it looks like this. So this is the axial magnetic field, whatever I have drawn here, right? And the magnetic field, it is also there in the form of closed loops, as we have studied, right? Now here, if you take a look at the horizontal component of Earth's BH and the magnetic field due to the bar magnet, the only possibility where you may get null points is along the axis, okay, is along the axis. So in the previous case we got it along the magnetic equator, now we are getting it along the magnetic axis, okay. So let us say P1, okay, so P1 and P2 are the 2 points, fine. So P1 and P2 are the points where we are getting the net magnetic field to be 0, okay. Now here coming to the reference for P1 and P2, let us call them as R, okay. Now one thing you need to keep in mind is that if you have a magnet, right, so if you have a bar magnet here and say you are at some distance from the center of the bar magnet, and say you are at a distance of 3 centimeter towards the right, okay, or say the length of the bar magnet is say like some 2 centimeter, okay. Now you are at a point on the axis, okay, you are at a point on the axis which is say like 10 centimeter, fine, right. Now you are also at a point which is 10 centimeter from the center and which is towards the left. What you will find out is that the magnetic field, right, so the magnitude of the magnetic field, magnitude and direction you can say, right, so the magnitude and direction, both of them will be the same, at both the points you have the magnetic field magnitude, okay, you have the magnetic field magnitude and direction to be the same, okay. So you can say B1 is this way and B2 is this way, so you can say B1 is equal to B2, okay, no doubt in that, fine. So you can even check. So last class we have dealt with this, we actually saw the magnetic that is magnetic field due to a long bar magnet, correct. So just like we did for electric field due to a electric dipole, we considered magnetic field due to a magnetic dipole, okay. So substituting those results, you'll end up getting the same result here, okay. Magnitude wise and direction wise it will be the same, okay. So take this as a note, fine. So P1 and P2, right, the magnetic field at those points will be same in magnitude and same in direction. You can say magnetic fields are same, right, because it's a vector quantity, right. So only if the reason is P1 and P2, they are at the same distance from the center of the bar magnet, okay, right. Now coming back here, see, say at some point R, okay, at some point P1 and P2, you will get the magnetic field, right, the net magnetic field to be 0, okay. So here you have BH and you have B1, let us say, okay. So B1 is this way, okay. So if magnitude of B1 and BH, if they become equal, right, so then you will get null point at P1. P1 can be called as the null point, okay. So here you have B2, let us say, sorry, I have taken red color, right, okay. So this is B2, alright, then BH at that place, it will be this way. Now if BH and B2 are equal in magnitude, so they are opposite in direction as shown in the diagram, so then you will get null point there, okay. So you can say magnetic field at B1 is equal to magnetic field at B2, right. So that must be equal to BH, okay. Then P1 and P2 can be considered as null points, okay. Then P1 and P2 can be considered as null points, okay, right. Now let us now here, as you can see, P1 and P2 are axial points, right. So therefore you can say B1, okay. So let us take it as B, okay. So say B1 is equal to B2 is equal to B, fine. Now magnitudes, only magnitudes I'm considering. So you can say B will be equal to mu naught divided by 4 pi times 2m r divided by r square minus L square the whole square, correct? R square minus L square the whole square. Now this we must equate it to BH, okay? This we must equate it to BH, and you can determine, we can determine R from here, okay? So we can determine R from here, which will give you the location of the neutral point, okay? See, P1 and P2, we have taken that it is at a distance R from the center of the bar magnet, okay? So it is at a distance R from the center of the bar magnet, okay? Right. Now coming back, you can say that if R is much greater than L, okay? If R is much greater than L, then we can say mu naught divided by 4 pi times 2m whole thing divided by R cube, that will be equal to BH, okay? From here also you can determine R, provided that R is much greater than L, okay? So you can determine R, fine, okay? Now let us see the next case. Okay, this is an interesting case, third one. Here, where we will be getting the neutral point or neutral points if the magnet is placed vertically, okay? That is, vertically means you have a table, right? Now we know that the magnetic field, due to the, that is horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field, it will be horizontal to the table, it will be parallel to the plane of the table. Now on that you are keeping a magnet vertically, okay? So the situation, the diagram you can draw like this. Say this is your table, fine. On the table you have kept the bar magnet like this, okay? So this is your bar magnet, let us say, okay? Right. So here the direction of the Earth's magnetic field, right? So say BH is this way, okay? BH is actually this way, fine. Right. Now how to find out the yeah, how and where we will get the neutral point in this case? Let us try to understand, okay? So this is, you can say North Pole, and this is your South Pole, fine, right? Otherwise you can say North Pole and South Pole. Now otherwise let us take the North Pole is at the bottom and South Pole is at the top, okay? Fine, North Pole is at the bottom. Yes, say North Pole is at the bottom and South Pole is at the top. Now when South Pole is at the bottom and North is at the top, you try to take it as homework, fine. So yeah, what we'll do here is, say we'll consider a line, okay? So we just let us draw a line which is, magnetic field will be same, it will be same in the magnitude and direction, that is BH I'm talking, right? So it will be same in magnitude and direction throughout, all right? Now here we need to consider something called as the right, if you can understand electric field, right? So electric field we defined as the force acting on a unit positive charge kept at that point, okay? Unit positive charge will say, okay? Now same way let us try to define the magnetic field. See here, the magnetic field due to a bar magnet, as you can remember in the last class we considered something like this. So this is North Pole, South Pole, right? So we'll associate a magnetic charge or positive pole strength. Now this is negative pole strength, right? Now at a distance r, okay, at a distance r, so due to this positive charge you have B1, okay, you can say Bn, this is due to the North Pole which is this way. Now due to the South Pole, right, at that point Bs will be this way, correct? Now going by the same definition, going by the same approach, we will try to understand the location of the null point in this case, okay? So here, as you can see, the magnetic moment is this way, correct? The magnetic moment of the bar magnet is this way, right? Now say the length of the bar magnet is 2L, okay? Say the length is 2L, okay? I mean the magnetic length, distance between the poles, okay? Right. Now what we are going to do next is we are going to find out, we will say, just like we defined unit positive charge, we will define something called as the unit pole strength, okay? Assume a magnetic pole which is having unit pole strength. All right, fine. So what we'll do is consider 2 points P1 and P2 which are equidistant from the north pole. Okay, so consider 2 points P1 and P2 which are equidistant from the north pole, right? So say these are the points. Okay, so I'll say this is P1 and this is P2. Okay, now say the distance between them is x. So this is x and this is also x. Alright, now due to north pole and due to south pole, let us try to get the magnetic field at P1 and P2. Okay, so this is easy. Now what we can do here is due to north pole, right? So say that is, you just have to see the force experienced by a unit pole, right? So the Bn, let us say this is Bn. Okay, now this is due to the north pole. See, this is due to the north pole, right? You should assume that you have kept a unit pole here. Okay, assume that you have kept unit pole strength. Okay, unit magnetic charge also you can say, right? Then north pole, it will try to push that. At the same time, south pole will try to attract it. Okay, south pole will try to attract it, right? Okay, fine. Now let me undo that. Yeah, so Bn I'll write. Okay, so this is Bn, right? Now Bn will act this way. Now you can say Bs, right, at that point too. Okay, so it will start acting this way. Yeah, it will start acting this way. Fine. So this is Bs, right? Now same thing goes for point P1 also. Assume that you have kept a unit magnetic charge or unit pole strength at point P1. Now north pole, it will try to repel it. Okay, so let us call it as Bn. Okay, see, okay, let us take it as Bn1. Okay, the left one, let us take it as Bn1. Now this one, let us take it as Bn2. All right, now this is Bs2 and south pole, right? South pole, it will try to, this south pole of the magnet, it will try to attract that unit magnetic charge of unit pole strength, you can say. You can simply say unit pole strength, not a problem. So this is Bs1, let us say. Okay, Bs1, right? Now because we have taken the distance of P1 and P2 to be the same from the north pole, now the angle, right, the angle will be the same. Okay, let us say this is theta. Okay, now let us say, yeah, this angle is theta and this angle is also theta. Okay, right. Now focus on the direction of magnetic field due to the earth and the resultant, that is, you need to find out the net magnetic field at P1 and P2, and we'll find out where you have the possibility of that is at P1 we have the possibility of getting net magnetic field to be 0, or at P2. Okay, now you can write at P1. Okay, so at P1, okay, so net magnetic field has to be 0. Okay, we'll check. Okay, so check if B net is 0. Okay, so what happens here is, see, you have Bn1 which is towards the left, Bh is towards the left. Okay, and this Bs1, a component of Bs1, okay, a component of Bs1, which I can write it as Bs1 cos theta, or shall I write P1 here? I'll write it separately. See, this is point P1. Okay, so you have Bh this way. Okay, now you have Bs, now you have Bn1 this way. Okay, and a component of Bs1. Okay, component of Bs1, so that will be Bs1 cos theta. Is it not the same cos theta here? So you just have to project this Bs1 onto that dotted line, white dotted line, that is onto the horizontal plane. Fine. Now magnitude wise, if you observe, right, magnitude wise if you observe, since P1 and P2 are close to since P1 or P2 are close to north pole, okay, than south pole, okay, than south pole, so naturally the magnitude of Bn, okay, it can be Bn1 or Bn2, right? So the magnitude of Bn will be greater than the magnitude of Bs, is it not? So therefore the arrows I have drawn like this. Okay, see Bn1, the yellow arrow, it is having more length, right? So here there is no way that you will get net magnetic field 0. Okay, so B net is not 0 at P1. Okay, so P1 is not a null point. Okay, so that is the main conclusion. So P1 is not a null point. Okay, now let us look into P2. Okay, so P2 you have a possibility, and we'll check at what distance x we will get that null point. Okay, so at P2, right, at point P2, so what are we having? So this is point P2, and you have Bn2 this way and Bs2 cos theta. Okay, see Bs2 cos theta, which will be towards the left, right? And you also have BH, right? You also have BH, that is the horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field towards the left. Okay, now if you vary the distance x, okay, so you have a possibility of getting that magnetic field at the net magnetic field at that point P2 to be 0. Okay, so B net can be 0. Okay, we will see where. Okay, B net can be 0 at P2. Okay, now how to evaluate that means we will take the reference with respect to the north pole. From north pole you have to move towards the right, that is against the direction of horizontal component of the Earth's magnetic field. Even you can write, so this is south pole and north pole, right? So this is south pole and this is north pole, correct? So my horizontal component of Earth's magnetic field will be from south pole to north pole. Right, you have to go in the direction, in the south direction, that is with respect to the horizontal plane, right? Okay, so B net can be 0 at P2. Now what we have to do is, you can write the net magnetic field, right? So you can write it as BH plus Bs2 cos theta, okay, Bs2 cos theta, okay, minus, I have taken the vectors on the left to be the plus in this case. Now the vectors on the right I have taken as minus. It is up to you, right? Now minus Bn2, okay, Bn2, that has to be 0. Okay, so what are we getting here? BH will be equal to Bn2 minus Bs2 cos theta. Okay, right, so BH is known. Now let us try to get Bn2. All right, now Bn2, right? So this one. So what is the distance here? So treat north pole as a positive magnetic charge. You can say positive magnetic charge, you can say, right? Now south pole as a negative magnetic charge, right? Now just by writing kq divided by r square, we'll write in terms of electrostatics, right? Here we have to write mu naught by 4 pi times magnetic charge multiplied by that divided by the distance, right? Now let us say north pole will associate qm, now south pole will associate minus qm. Okay, so going by the definition here, going by this assumption, so we can say, so Bn2, right? So k, that is mu naught divided by 4 pi times now qm, right? Now whole thing divided by x square, okay, x square minus Bs2. So mu naught divided by 4 pi, okay, mu naught divided by 4 pi. Now see, this is, you have to consider the direction. See, we have decided on the direction already, so again there is no need to substitute minus qm. See, directions have been decided here, right? So Bs2 it is this way, right? Bs2 it is this way. So Bs2 cos theta, it is on the left, right? So this Bs2 it is due to the south pole, correct? So therefore now let us try to look at this distance here. If you look at this distance you can actually give it, you can write it as, so it looks like 2l whole square, so that will be 4l square, correct, root 4l square plus x square, correct, root 4l square plus x square. So let us put that here, right? Fine. So finally we are getting mu naught divided by 4 pi times qm. So qm whole thing divided by, now the distance was actually root 4l square plus x square. Okay, then you have cos theta, right? Cos theta. Now finally for cos theta you can substitute adjacent by hypotenuse relation. So finally you can write mu naught divided by 4 pi qm divided by x square minus mu naught divided by 4 pi, then qm divided by root 4l square plus x square. Sorry, this is whole square, right? Yeah, whole square will also come in the denominator term. So this root won't be present here, right? This root won't be present. Okay, right? Then times cos theta. Now cos theta is, you can see from the diagram, now cos theta is given as x over x divided by, say this triangle if you observe, it is given by x divided by root of 4 L square plus x square. Okay, so x divided by root of 4L square plus x square. So this is the result. Okay, so you know everything except x, and you can determine x, fine. So this is actually BH, right? Yeah, BH. So BH is known, magnetic pole strength you need to know, right? So everything is known. From this equation you can determine x. So this is how you can find out the neutral point if the magnet is kept perpendicular. Now the next one you take it as, try to do it by yourself. So you have this south pole here and north pole here. Okay, now the same thing, now try to get, so say BH is somewhere this way, now this is the table, something like that. Okay, now try to get the same result. Okay, so we'll continue in the next class.